Hello students. So yesterday we have discussed certain question answers given in the exercise behind our lesson number 6, composition of matter. And today we are going to continue with certain more questions related to this chapter. So next question was about chemical composition of some matter that are given in the table on the board, and we have to identify their type of matter with which they are made up of. So let us start with this chart. You see, first matter that we are going to consider is of seawater. Seawater, we all know, consists of water, and there is salt, that is NaCl, as well as certain many more chemicals are mixed. Magnesium chloride and all are mixed up over there in seawater. So the type of matter, if we want to say, as we all know that matter can be an element, a compound, or a mixture. Furthermore, compounds can be classified into organic, inorganic, complex type of compound, or mixture. So what will be seawater? Which type of matter is it going to be? So we can say that easily we can separate water by evaporation, sodium chloride also by that process, and other chemicals from seawater. Therefore, we can call it a complex mixture. So seawater is a type of complex mixture. On the other hand, if we consider distilled water, the second one, distilled water means pure form of water. Nothing is mixed in it. So only H2O molecules you are going to get in distilled water. So though it is pure, it is a pure substance, only water molecules will be seen. It's a pure substance and only water molecules. And water molecule is a compound of hydrogen and oxygen, as you all already know. So type of matter, it's going to be a compound. Okay. Distilled water is a compound. Third one is hydrogen gas that is filled in a balloon. Now hydrogen gas alone is in the elemental form, it is in gaseous form, and that makes the balloon lightweight to be carried up in the air, and it is filled with only hydrogen gas. Therefore hydrogen, it's a pure element, we can see. Okay. Next substance, next matter that we are going to consider is gas that is filled in the LPG cylinders. The cylinder that is used in your homes for cooking. Okay. In this LPG cylinder, we have gases, substance that are combustible, and they are made up of carbon and hydrogen. Hydrocarbons are involved in LPG making, and therefore it becomes your simple mixture of certain gases. Therefore, we write under type of matter, it's just a mixture. The next category we are coming up to is baking soda. The formula, the chemical composition of baking soda is sodium bicarbonate. It is called Hydrogen is there, sodium is there, and carbon is there, and oxygen is also there. This is also a kind of mixture. Okay. Next one is pure gold. For gold, the formula is AU. And gold is impure. Already it is written pure gold. So this is in a elemental form, not a mixture or a compound. Next one, the gas that is filled in oxygen cylinder. In oxygen cylinder, we have only oxygen gas. Only oxygen. Therefore, this is also in a gaseous form, in elemental form. It's not a mixture, not a compound. Next one is bronze. Bronze, as you all know, is an alloy of copper and tin. In that case, as it is an alloy, it's a mixture, alloy of two different metals to form bronze. Okay. Ninth one is a diamond. Diamond is made up of carbon only, and carbon is again an element. It's not a mixture, it's not a compound. Next one, blue vitriol. The chemical composition of blue vitriol is calcium carbonate, CaCO3. It is also a calcite, calcium carbonate, and therefore we consider it to be a compound, as we cannot separate calcium and carbonate molecules. This is a compound. Next is your limestone. Limestone, this is CaCO3, and finally we have dilute hydrochloric acid. In dilute hydrochloric acid, anything if it is dilute, we know that there are HCl plus water molecules. That becomes a dilute solution. In that case, as water is mixed and already hydrogen and chlorine are mixed, it's a compound. So these are certain matter and their chemical compositions. If they are elements, if they are mixtures, if they are compounds, we have to write in the third column. Next question is give reason. In give reason, certain simple questions are asked that we have to write down the reason. Hydrogen, you all know, is combustible. That means it can help in burning. Oxygen helps in combustion. Without oxygen, we cannot burn anything. And water helps to extinguish fire. So, is it not a question to be very in your minds? As water is made up of hydrogen and oxygen. Hydrogen is combustible, oxygen is helping in combustion, but water molecule in that form, it is helping in extinguishing fire. So what must be the reason? After becoming a compound, water molecule, though it is made up of hydrogen as well as oxygen, both hydrogen and oxygen are in gaseous form, but once it becomes a compound, inseparable, in that case the properties totally changed. They became liquid, first thing. Then it brings down the temperature of combustible substance, and the combustible substance temperature is brought below its ignition temperature. In that case, it is helping in putting out fire. Therefore, water helps in extinguishing fire, and the material cutting the supply of air. In air, we have oxygen that helps in combustion. In that case, here water is going to stop the supply of oxygen and combustion will stop. Fire will get extinguished. Okay. Next give reason is constituent substances of a colloid cannot be separated by ordinary filtration. Now, your colloid, you know, milk is the best known example. Here, the material that are suspended in water, liquid form, milk we have, in that proteins and lactose are being suspended. They cannot be separated by ordinary filtration. Why is it so? Actually, the particles of the suspended material is different. The size of these particles will decide if it will get filtered or not. True solution and smaller suspension will help in easy filtration, and size of particle can be bigger, can be smaller. That will decide if in the colloid, if we can separate the particles from the liquid suspension or not. Next, we have lemon sherbet has sweet, sour as well as salty taste, as we have added in water lemon juice. Then we have sugar as well as salt. It can be poured in a glass. In that case, how is it possible that it is still liquid after adding sugar and salt in it, as well as pouring lemon juice in it? It can be poured in the lemon juice because all the three ingredients dissolve uniformly in the water base, and therefore it remains liquid and can be poured easily in a glass. A solid matter has the property of definite shape and volume. Very simple reason for this is that the molecules of solid are compactly arranged. The intermolecular space between them is minimal, and that's why very easily we find that solids have a definite shape as well as volume because of the molecular arrangement in those matter. Now, next thing that we are going to perform is to deduce the molecular formula of the compound obtained from the given pair of elements. We have in the first pair carbon and chlorine. Here the valencies are also given. Carbon is having 4 and chlorine is having 1. In that case, to make the formula, we know we have to go with cross multiplication. In that case, we get the formula C into 1 is C and C into 4 is going to be CCl4. That is the formula that we can deduce. Next one is your nitrogen having valency 3 and hydrogen having valency 1. Same case we have to do cross multiplication. N into 1 is N and hydrogen H into C is 3. So NH3 is the formula that we have deduced using the information given in this question. Next one, carbon and oxygen. Carbon valency is 4, oxygen it is 2. In case we have already done this example earlier while studying this formula making. In that case, we can see that C2 and O into 4 is O4. But as the two ingredients can be divided by a same number, we are going to get CO2. And CO2 gas everybody knows, isn't it? The last one is calcium and oxygen. The valency of calcium is 2 and the valency of oxygen is also 2. In that case, when we go with our technique of cross multiplication, we get Ca2O2. But both can be again divided by a same number 2. In that case, we get CaO as the formula of calcium oxide. This way you have to complete these exercise questions and deducing the molecular formula of certain chemicals. I hope you all can solve it in your fair copies now and do it as fast as possible. Okay then, bye all of you. Thank you.